Hey guys, today we got a fun one. We got Raul Rosas Jr. He's in the younger class. He started fighting in the UFC at 18 years old was his first fight. The youngest fighter in the UFC ever so far. He got his contract at 17. Man, you got to tune into this one especially if you're young in the sport and trying to work your way up. This guy can give you a real idea of what it looks like and the things you got to balance with relationships, with friends, with being in high school, with not, with what you give up, with what you don't. Awesome interview. I love talking to him, and make sure you tune in. It's going to be fun.
Dominick, the Dominator!
That is the dark sides of us that don't work, but they work perfectly for war.
You can love somebody and still beat them up.
In the Jay Perrin fight. So I want to start out with having you on because you're known as the youngest fighter in UFC history to make it. You got signed at 17, and then you started fighting at 18. Your first fight was against Jay Perrin. You came out the gate looking really good. You put a good beating on him. So let's show some of your work on here. What was the camp like for this fight? Being, you're still in high school. The nerves must have been through the freaking roof.
I actually felt so calm for this fight. I feel like for these fights, I wouldn't get nervous. I would just walk out like nothing,
How?
Like how I feel right now is exactly how I would feel like in the locker room. Like
Really?
I just wanted to get over with. But I think because I believed in myself so much, I just knew like what to do already, and
Choked him out.
I didn't see him as much of a threat,
So because he wasn't a big threat, that allowed you to not be as nervous. Like you basically like knew how good you were compared to that particular opponent.
Yeah.
And so your nerves were kind of low, even though it was a big stage.
And I always looked at it as like whatever happens is gonna happen. I always looked at it like, I'm gonna go out there, try this, and whatever happens is gonna happen. But I'm gonna go out there and have fun. Like that was just my mentality, especially in high school. Like, I was just kind of like messing around a little bit. So
You got real good grappling, especially you showed in this fight. And as you've moved in the UFC, your grappling has continued to improve because you cross-train with Merab and some other people. We'll talk about who you train with out here in Vegas to improve. But, I mean, I just wanted to show your very first fight because this is how you started. You started out with this level of technique, and that's, there's a lot of people, their whole life was to just get to the UFC. You're there. You're signed by 17. That's like, that reminds me of like these college recruits that are, they get recruited before they even finish college, and then they go to the pros. No, they quit college and then they go. You did that in high school pretty much. And I saw here too that you had went on to stop going to school. You dropped out to focus on fighting. Is that true?
Yeah, because at some point, so I wasn't a kid that would like to go to school to pay attention. I would like to go to school because it was a way for me. Because in the gym, I was hanging out with people like, just say, for example, nowadays, like, for example, if you go to the gym here in Vegas, you bump into like Merab, into like all these UFC fighters that are like with families. They're like old like 25. And I was at the time like 16, 17. So school for me was like a way to hang out with people my age and kind of like I don't know how to say it in English, but kind of like have more things in common,
Okay.
So I would go to school to just mess around, and I would eat shitty food because the cafeteria have pizza, kids have fucking chips in their backpacks. So it was just like a way for me to like socialize with people my age and have fun. I wasn't there to learn. And one time I was sitting in the classroom and I was like, because it was honestly my choice before bringing it up to my parents, like that I wanted to drop out. But I was just sitting there in class, like messing around. But at some point, like I got quiet and I just started sitting there. And I'm like, damn, I'm coming in here to mess around while I could use this time. I could be training. Because I was like, the people that I'm fighting in the UFC, I bet they're training as I'm over here messing around, fucking eating chips and shit. So I was like, I feel like if I want to be the best in the world, I gotta kind of like let go of this or kind of do home store, kind of figure it out. Because I was like, after school, I only had like 2 or 3 hours to put everything together in one session, while these guys are fucking dedicating their whole life into it. So that's why I kind of decided to talk about.
So there's no right way to do this, first of all. There's no wrong way to do this. It's just competing. And the way that I look at your position in the UFC at that age, that young, and with the skills that this new era of MMA fighters coming into, there's guys like me that have retired that have been training kids since they're like ex-champions that have been training a 5-year-old until they're 17.
Yeah.
And you're like one of those guys where now at 17, while high school is important for a lot of people, there might be an option where you're looking at it like, well, I'll make more money and I might be more successful not learning these things here because I'm already in basically the NFL of fighting. I'm making, so I could totally understand your viewpoint being in high school thinking I'm just playing around here. This isn't making me get to the next level.
Right.
And at the same time, I can also understand how about the athletes. And this is just a question to you that I'm curious. You know how some athletes, they'll get the offer to come to the NFL and college early and they say, no, let me go get my degree.
My degree first.
And then no problem, I'll come but there is that time where they're nervous. Like even in the NFL, they're like, well, what if you fall out of your prime in those years, right? And I feel like sometimes it's a hard choice for the athlete to make. Do I do what everybody tells me to do and go get my education and be smart about it? Or do I follow my passion, my heart, and my intuition and say, well, this high school or this college diploma, maybe I don't need it because I'm never going to do anything else but this for the rest of my life. And I'm positive of that. So then it would be more logical for me to just focus on fighting, right? And that's where you were at, no?
Yeah, that's where I'm at. Because obviously my mom always talked about it growing up that she wanted a diploma from us and how we should have a backup career because anything can happen. I could go out and God willing, this stuff doesn't happen, but it could. I hop on the car, have a car crash, I can't walk anymore, and I can't fight anymore, So what am I going to do? So I did, my plan, how I envisioned it was I was going to get to the UFC when I was like 18, 19 and be in college and go to college and go to the UFC. But everything happened so fast where I was like, fuck it, I'm just going to fucking.
Do you think that part of it is because you're getting put against you had a loss, and then after the loss, it's like, man, if I don't focus on this, these guys are going to get me. And it kind of made you decide to focus more on fighting rather than your education at that point?
Yeah, I think that's
the loss. Maybe?
Yeah, the loss changed a lot of things for me.
Yeah. More on the focus side, no?
Yeah.
And that's what it does. For anybody out there, that's what it does. When you lose, it like, me too.
It brings you back,
it resets you and it makes you think, okay, what am I not giving? What am I giving? What am I not sacrificing? What are other people sacrificing that I'm not, right? And for you, you're facing fighters who don't have to go to school 8 hours a day.
Right.
So it's like, but a lot of us are working full-time jobs. Mm-hmm. So it's like vice versa, right? And how do you feel about your decision now? Did you go back and get your GED? Do you have plans to get your GED, at least for the high school diploma and then maybe not college?
I haven't got back to it, but I do have plans on getting my GED. And maybe taking like a college class for like business or something,
You want to go maybe and get an associate's degree or a 4-year degree in college after your GED.
Yeah.
Is that what you really want to do?
Yeah, I think so. Just to have like more knowledge and try to manage my money better.
It's interesting you say that because I thought of this too when I decided to not go get my education in college, but I did get my high school diploma because wrestling required. I was able to wrestle in high school. In order to wrestle, I had to have a 3.0 for my GPA.
Oh, shit.
Otherwise, I didn't get to wrestle. Because I was trying to get a scholarship to college. So I needed to graduate with the 3.0 to get the scholarship, right? So that was hard for me, but I stuck to the high school thing because I thought maybe that could get me to a college wrestling scholarship. But then I failed the ACTs and flunked those and hurt my ankle my senior year. All the stuff you talked about where injuries happen, life happens. And it took me out of the running for the state championship. I got 6th place instead of doing as well as I should have. So I lost all my sponsorship opportunities for school. I didn't get to get the college, you want a, what do you call it? Like a scholarship. I didn't get it. Because I didn't do well on my testing. So even though I graduated with 3.0, I didn't do well on the ACTs. And then I got 6th place at high school state. So then I didn't get to go to college. So then I'm just working 3 jobs, going to school, and I'm trying to decide, I'm fighting on the weekends while I'm working these 3 jobs to pay for my own school. I'm trying to get my associate's degree. And then I'm like, man, do I want to go to night school and work 3 jobs for the next 3 years while I fight on the weekends? And then I realized when I was in the gym all day, everything disappeared, man. Like all my problems.
Yeah,
like the
you
gym,
forget
school,
about it. Yeah.
Everything. The only thing that mattered to me was like the girl that I liked and fighting. Right. And then I eventually had to get rid of the girl too so I could focus on fighting.
Yeah.
And that messed me up too. Like even that hurt. Right. So it's like, what's it like being your age? I mean, you're 18 now or 19? What are you?
21 now.
Oh, you're 21. Shit,
Yeah.
you've already been in this thing for a while.
Yeah.
You're 21 now. You can drink. Now you got all the ladies coming after you. You're in the club. If you want to, hopefully you're not. You can go back and get your GED. You can go get your college education. You can go become a world champion in the UFC. I saw here you want to maybe retire by 25. Who says that?
Yeah.
There's like, it's crazy. You started so young that anything is possible, right? What do you do with all these opportunities?
I feel like I just try to, more than anything, stay like focused, and like my main goal obviously is to become a world champion, because I've been doing this for so long. I want to become a world champion and see how many records I can break. I do want to retire at 25. So
that's like what, 10 years in the game from when you started? 11 maybe?
Yeah.
So you always knew you only wanted to be in this game for 11 years, 1 decade.
Yeah, because I skipped on so many parties. I'm not gonna lie, I do love to party. I love
Don't
to.
lie. We want to. We want to know who you are.
Yeah. I love to party. I'm a very like interactive person, so I'm always down for anything.
Got it.
I'm down to like be up till fucking 6 a.m, fucking partying and shit. But I don't drink. I don't drink or smoke, so that's a good thing. But
so what do you do at these parties till 6 a.m?
fucking.
Hopefully you're not doing coke. You don't drink or smoke, so you don't.
No.
Other stuff, right? How do you stay up till 6 a.m?
I that's just me. I just like to kick it. I'm just there for the vibes.
All right.
But I just like the music. I like to dance and shit. So I'm just like, I'm there for the vibes. And fuck, I forgot what it was.
Well, you were talking about what do I do? What do you do with all these options? And you're telling me, well, I do like to party. So at 25, I want to retire.
Oh yeah, because I missed out on parties so much when I was growing up as a kid. Because since I was 8 years old, I started being a little bit more strict with like not missing training for going to my friend's house. And then as I was growing up, 14, 15, I was getting invited to parties a lot, quinceañeras, but I couldn't go because I had a fight, I had training, I was in camp. So I was just like, fuck it, I'll suffer right now. I'll skip from fucking parties, I'll skip from this and that right now, but I'll put in the work right now, but when I want to retire early so I can enjoy what I'm not enjoying now. But at least I'll get to enjoy it, like waking up, not having to worry about paying my bills. Instead, I was like, if I enjoy it right now, then later I'm going to have to wake up and worry about my bills, worry about this. So I was like, I'll just fucking put in the work right now and enjoy later. So that's why I don't want to fight till I'm 30, because then I feel like I'm not really going to get to enjoy.
I think when you get to 25, I think revisit this mind process, but I love where you're at because that's what I thought of. Everything you're saying is how I was thinking early when I was 19, 20, when I decided to quit going to college and quit going to school and give everything to fighting.
Right.
I did the same thing and I said, man, and then I saw somebody else, I read it on a page from a good, like somebody who just made a lot of money, a big CEO that said, the hard work compounds. So work hard now and it's going to compound. And by the time you're your age at 25, now you're set up to where you don't got to like pay back all this extra money, all this extra time. Like you're saying, like you will put in the work and that adds to wherever you're at 25. And then maybe you can relax a little bit and you're not working 80 hours a week and you're not, right? You can kind of live your own life. And it sounds like that's what your vision is.
Yeah.
To create your own life that you want to live after fighting.
Yeah, especially because, I mean, obviously, my goal right now is to break the record of being the youngest UFC champion. And I feel like if I do break it, it has to be obviously before 23. So let's say if I do break it when I'm 23, I still got 2 years with the belt. And whatever I decide to do, defend it a couple times and stuff, then I don't want to keep going when I don't have no more motivation on like if my plan is to defend it 5 times and I defend it 5 times, I don't want to keep just fighting to fight, you know. Right now, like, obviously I'm hungry, I'm motivated because it's something that I haven't had, and I want to have it. I want to have the belt. But when I have the belt, when I go for all the dreams that I've wanted to and accomplished, I think I'm just gonna call it.
So this is something that I talk to like guys my age now with their kids that are people that have kids, family members, or like dads that I coach their teens. It's like, how do I get the parents to not sometimes burn the student out, like
right.
the athlete?
Yeah.
Because I'm having fun with the athlete, and I see they're having fun still when I'm with them, coaching them or training with them, or when I have like my friends that have kids, and I'm like, lighten up, like let them just play, right?
Yeah.
Do you ever feel kind of burnt out? Because I think I lasted from 19 until 40 because I didn't have a dad around. So I was always using coaches as my father figure, and they pushed me. And I was always searching to go harder and farther and not want to get out. I never had somebody waking me up at 6 a.m, making me miss parties, telling me I can't go out on the weekends. That was all my choice. So I just didn't do it. I didn't have anybody telling me one way or another. I just enjoyed not doing it because I wanted to make money and be different from people my age, right? Sounds like you have a similar mindset in that. But do you ever feel kind of a little bit burnt out maybe because you started so young?
I there were stages where I felt burnt out, where like I kind of like wanted to just stop for a little bit, like fully.
What age did you start
probably
feeling
like
that?
At one point I was probably like 12.
So you started at 6, 7?
Oh, I started training when I was 4.
So you started at 4, and then by the time you were
12 years old, I thought about like stopping for a little bit. Then I kept going.
Some people's whole careers is 8 years.
Yeah, I feel like from 12 to 14, during that stage, there was times where like there was months where I would kind of go to the gym without wanting to really go, you know, wanting to not be there.
Is that where the thought process of like, I don't want to do this without being motivated started to come into your head?
A little bit, yeah.
That's where you learned that.
Yeah,
first. That's when you first learned that.
Yeah.
And this is something for anybody, right? You can attribute to that starts this game early. Did you have your dad keep getting you started that early? Did you have anybody having you start that early, or was that all your choice?
It was all my choice.
So you burnt yourself out.
Yeah.
Wow, that's rare, right?
Yeah.
Most of the time it's somebody forcing you.
Yeah, usually it was just the advice I would get from my parents was like, they'll support us on whatever we want to do, because I grew up with my brothers. They also fight. So they said to us, like, they'll support us whatever we want to do, but to just put, like, all into it, you know, to try to be the best in whatever. Like, if we want to be soccer players or whatever, like, they'll support us. So, but we chose the sport.
Everybody.
We all chose to fight.
And so now, okay, you're looking at it and you're thinking 25. Sometimes I feel a little burnt out. Sometimes I don't. Doesn't that make you nervous a little bit that being so young, you're already feeling those feelings?
No, because after I sat like between 12 and 13, I went through that. But recently, like after that, because after when I was 14, I went out to Italy and I won worlds, and I feel like being able to compete, it made it all worth it. Like I started having fun with it, you know.
Got it.
Because I feel like me staying active, I keep looking forward to this, and the results, and I just want to be better. So I'm having fun with it. But during that time, I think I wasn't fighting as much for whatever reason. So just going into the gym, just because I was kind of losing like motivation.
I get it. So the competition and going and all the work you had put in for so long, and then going and putting it on a world stage for you to see how good you were, gave you what you needed and the fire you needed to not be unmotivated.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, I get it now. That's right. I forgot.
Yeah.
And then you went and smashed everybody in Italy, which how many 14-year-olds get to do that?
Yeah.
Think about it. I couldn't even barely spell Italy at 14, okay? Much less go there. So like that's incredible. That's a big deal. Do you not see that?
No, yeah.
That's crazy.
Like, I'm blessed for all the things like the sport gives you, like.
Yeah, you earned it, but I'm just saying it is pretty wild. It's a wild life you've gotten to live very young already, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
What's up, guys? So have you ever gone to a smoke shop online and you're trying to order a product and you can't, smell it, you can't see it, you don't know how dry it is, you don't know if it retains its value? Well, the good thing about the Everything 420 app is it has all the name brand stuff. So most of the time, name brand stuff retains its quality. that's the stuff we usually get. So, you know, you got Stizzies, Packwoods, Runts, cookies, everything that's vetted clearly are the products that you're getting on the Everything 420 app. It's pretty easy to use. You download the Everything 420 app, choose what you want. You can get like legal THC, you can get flower, carts, edibles, vapes, pre-rolls, accessories. So all these things are available to you, and they also have a section where it's the 420 section. $4.20 deals are running all the time. So make sure you download the Everything 420 app, because obviously that's where you can get everything you need for the good stuff. If you want consistency, convenience, and quality without the runaround, Everything 420 delivers. Use code DOM for an extra 15% off and check out the Everything 420 app.
So Lucy Breakers are 100% nicotine, and they're always tobacco free. They're pouches with an extra surprise. Each pouch holds a capsule that can be broken open and release extra flavor and hydration. The best way to explain it is it's kind of like a gusher, but with nicotine. So when you crack it, you get that, you know, moist, juicy flavor from, I like the mango, and they've got different milligrams that it offers too. You got 4 milligrams all the way up to 12 milligrams, and it just depends on how you want to feel. You know, after you get done with the wrestling practice, one of the best times, you know, hit a little 4 milligram. Try out these Lucy's. They're amazing. The flavor's good, and like I said, the best part is that it has that juiciness to it, so they're not just dry in your mouth. Lucy's, the only pouch that gives you long-lasting flavor whenever you need it. Get 20% off your first order when you buy online with code DOM. And if you don't want to wait, just head to lucy.co/stores to find Lucy near you and grab it today. And here comes the fine print. Lucy products are only for adults of legal age, and every order is age verified. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. That's cool, man. And that's why I think you inspire so many young people right now too. And that's why, do you ever feel a lot of weight from people kind of saying that a lot of young people look up to you, and does that responsibility ever kind of weigh on you where you're like, shit, I can't go party, I can't go rip it, I need to make the best of these opportunities, and the outside look of people who are counting on you to be the winner, does that ever kind of weigh heavy on you?
Not really, but it is like a big responsibility, like to be a good example to the young people, because I know like a lot of kids look up to me, and I know like I got to do a lot of things right to try to.
You don't have to. It's a choice,
yeah,
right?
It's a choice.
You could, like, there's some people who just freak out.
I can go fuck around and shit, yeah.
Right? I don't have to, I don't have to be a good person because you watch me. Like, I can do whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah,
right?
but I kind of want to be a good example, you know, so I kind of want to make, and it helps me too to be like a better person, I feel like, and so I try to make the better choices.
Do you ever just get tired of it and say, I don't want to be a good example? What if I'm just a bad one for a little while and screw it?
I mean, I feel like I do make a lot of bad choices, you know, but
just enough.
Yeah, just enough.
Not that I'm encouraging that.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, at 20, man, unless you must have real good people around you, because when I'm 19, 20, 21, I was just trying to make it. I was just trying to survive, pay my bills. Like I said, I was working 3 jobs, trying to pay my car payment, my house payment. Yeah. And then I wanted to just party as hard as possible at the end of the day to forget all the shitty jobs I had to work. But you just get to live a good life. You train all week, and then you just want to live like a normal life a little bit. It sounds like a normal, like 20-year-old teen kind of feel whatever normal is, right? Like you watch your friends, you watch the people that they say they look up to you. You kind of, you ever look at them and go, man, you don't understand. I kind of want to do what you're doing, not what I'm doing.
Yeah, yeah.
You feel that way a lot?
So, no, not anymore, but like I used to at some point, you know, like when I was in high school and I would just be fucking after training, watching the fucking Instagram stories, like everybody went to the party and I'm like, fuck.
The FOMO, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, the fear of missing out is real right then.
Yeah.
And you're like, I gotta wake up early tomorrow and train. See, for me, I always loved that because it made me realize that was where I was paying up early, and then that was gonna pay back for me later. And I think you know that too.
Yeah,
huh?
yeah.
Exactly. Because you can party the rest of your life.
Yeah, the party's always gonna be
and
there.
it's gonna be there after 25 too. Like I'm 40 and I can party there. I can party till I'm dead if I want.
Yeah, yeah.
So I would invite you to take a look at stopping at 25 and just take a look at it. It's a little young. You're a stud. And you put your whole life into this. We had a small portion of life. to give this, and I hear that you're so focused already, and you're already so locked in, and you're already putting so much time and energy into this, and you stopped getting your GED to do this. I would really invite you to take a look at that, because I mean, who knows? You still got a long time till you're 25, but that's really not that long. 4 years is a high school education,
right?
And by then, you really think, I don't know if you're gonna. I think you'll be maybe even at your peak at 25.
Yeah, no,
and then not want to stop.
That's what I think too. I'm like, I've thought about it, you know, because I obviously I don't know when my peak's gonna hit, you know. So I'm like, what if
you started so young?
Yeah, what if it hits when I'm 25? But
yeah, I just ask you to be in the possibility as a guy who's watched you.
Yeah.
I've seen you growing in the sport, and I can see you improving per fight. And remember, losses add to making you better too. Like it really does.
Yeah.
Let's say you get another, not that you will, but let's say you've lost another 2 times and then came back and won 3. That's going to make you even harder to be, man.
Yeah, yeah.
It will if you stay on the horse. If you fall off the horse and then just keep getting, man, you're going to be a horrible fight to deal with by that time.
Yeah.
Because you will have learned winning and losing.
Winning and losing, yeah. And I'm excited, but like I'm just saying, like if I accomplish all my accomplishments, like obviously by 25, if I'm able to already try to challenge for the second belt on the second division and defend it a couple times and stuff. If I still haven't done that, then I'm gonna keep going. But I'm saying if I've done what I've wanted to do,
that makes sense.
I don't want to keep just fighting. I don't want to get in there with another hungry guy that wants something that I already have when I don't really care about.
But at 25, you got the body for it.
Right.
You can handle it.
Yeah, I can
your
handle
body's
it.
there.
Right,
it's not going to be there at 35. The same.
No.
And then I could understand even at 30, if you're like, I could get that. Like, but 35, you know, I started 20 and went to 40. You starting freaking 4 and going to 25 is still
young. Yeah.
Still a long time though too. It's still almost 20 years, right?
Yeah.
If you do it right.
Yeah.
In the sport.
Yeah.
So you're kind of like, I think I'll be done by then, right? But then you're strong. So I don't know. I just think about this. Like, it is a tricky situation for you, being that young and knowing where to go and how to do it. It's interesting. No, there's not a lot of people that you can lean on to know what to do either.
Right.
Because who else has done it? John Jones.
John Jones.
Have you spoken to him at all?
Not about that. No.
On how he handled his being in the sport young and the notoriety and the fame so young?
Yeah, I haven't talked to him about that.
I'm sure he would. He's a nice guy.
Cool. He's gave me some
like
advice and
he's
stuff.
Real good with advice. I've gotten to have some good talks with John. He's a smart guy.
Yeah, he is.
So I'd reach out to him. I'm sure he'd talk to you about that. I mean, he's the only other guy who's been that young to do that. Right. So somebody to lean on. It's been really cool to watch you, man.
Thank you.
Because of all that, your family has a lot to play in where you're at now too, right? What's the stuff that motivates you the most with, you know, being young, all the kids that are watching you? Like, what do you notice you dropped out of high school, so you're not really going back there and doing that interactive stuff. So how do you get that piece of your life filled in now?
Like what piece?
Communicating with people your age, all the stuff that you said, having fun, doing all that. You know what I mean? Because you said that's what you went to high school for. So then you took that out of your life. So where did you fill that gap?
I think I just kind of like just kept going on with my life, you know. Like now I hang out with people like my homies are like 25 and shit, but it's just kind of how life is, you know. Like after high school, anyways, like everybody separates their own ways, anyways.
True.
So it's like it is what it is, you know.
Okay. So what's when you party? That's really what like. That's when you have fun. That's your
when I party. Yeah, that's just.
And what's that look like on a day like you? Like, is it just going out to a club now that you're old enough to do it? Is it going to a friend's house and kicking it with them at the house party? Is it like more now you can go to the quinceañeras?
More like quinceañeras and like nightclubs or like they have like banda night, like shit like that.
Okay, you like to dance.
Yeah, I like to dance and shit. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, well. My lad with the homie anytime you want, ladies. He's ready. Right? So what's the biggest thing you're looking forward to in this 2026 where you're at now?
I think breaking into the top 10. I feel like it'll put me in a good spot. I feel like I got a top 15 opponent next. So
who do you got?
I got a Raw Font.
Oh yeah, that's right. You did pull that fight. You
Yeah.
guys were booked to fight when I pulled out because of my shoulder surgery.
Yeah.
Shoulder injury.
No, they offered me.
Yeah, they offered, and you were maybe thinking about it, right?
I thought
what
about
made
it.
you not do it?
I had a lot going on. Like, it's because I said my family fights, and my brother had a fight coming up.
Got it.
And I had been training, but I had been training simulating his opponent, and I was down, but it was literally the same day. So I was like, fuck, I feel bad, like taking, because we have the same small team, we have the same coaches. So he already had everything organized, and I didn't want to pull away from my brother, like, hey, let me take my dad, let me take him, and then leave him without a corner, because it was also an important fight where if he fought, he was going to go to the UFC. So it was also an important fight. So I was like, fuck. I was like, I was thinking, should I go fight by myself and just put my homies in the corner, like just to fill in the gaps? But I was like, it's a tough opponent to just do that, you know?
Yeah.
So I was like, it's not smart. And I was like, I'm young, I have time, so I'll just have to wait. You know?
How do you feel about the step up in do you feel like it's a pretty big step up in competition against Font in this next fight?
In this next fight, I think it's the right step up. I felt like it's the right step up for me to prove myself, you know, challenge myself and see where I belong, you know? I feel like this is where I'm going to discover, like, I think I'm ready to fight the best guys in the division, because I'm already 5-1 in the UFC. So I think it's...
Yeah, when else is there a time?
Yeah, I think
right?
it's now, yeah.
Yeah, it's not like you had easy fights, and they put you against opponents that had similar records to you, but a lot of older guys, right? They're just older guys that you were fighting.
Yeah, right.
So I wanted to ask you about that, because when I was first 19 and I was one of my first fights, the guy was like 35 years old. He was from Casa Grande. Like, it looked like he just got straight off the construction site and wanted to front headlock me, bro. He was strong, Casa Grande Mexican dude. Eddie Castro was his name. It was my very first fight. And I remember thinking, like, I'm 19 and this guy's 35. Like, he's a grown man with kids working on a construction site ready to whoop my ass. Like, it was intimidating.
Yeah.
Now you're facing like Rob Font, you're facing all these older. Did that ever get in your head, or was it because you were training with older guys so young, it kind of you never thought about it?
Yeah, and I never really thought about it. I felt like, because since I was like 8 years old, 10 years, 9 years old, 10 years old, I was training at a small gym in a small town where the only kids, there wasn't a kids class, it was just me and my brothers. So we would hop on with the adults class, and we would have to roll with the adults. And rolling with white belts, they're like grown men, but they're white belts. They don't know how to control their strength. So I had like better technique than them, but they had strength over me. So
strong.
So
too,
yeah,
huh?
so I was able to survive. But when I was 9 years old, I was starting to tap like guys that are like my size right now, you know, when I was 10 years old. But because it was their first day, but they had the strength on me, you know. So
it evened out.
Yeah. So dealing with their strength, getting used to that, I feel like when I started fighting adults when I was 15 years old, it was just like a normal day.
So you still feel that way now? Like, you don't even think about it?
No, I don't even think about it.
Leading up to the fight?
No, it just it all feels the same.
And that's so different. That's so cool, because I just had my first fight at 20. So like a year.
Oh, shit.
It would have been for me, like it would have been a year ago for you. And and I was thinking about that a little bit. Like, you know, I was thinking like, shit, like this guy's, what do they know that I don't? They got that grown man strength. I was like, I don't have that yet. You know, I would think about that stuff.
Right.
So it's cool that you don't even, because you've trained with older guys so long. And I tried to say this to people, that's the new era right now.
No, there's a lot of like in boxing, jiu-jitsu, like the young generation, they're like 19, making it to the big shows in their sport. Even in soccer, like 17 years old, making it to like the big teams and shit.
So what can you give to these people that are your age? I don't want to say kids, because like that's not what you would have considered yourself at that point, beating up grown men, right? You're kind of like, you're not really a kid at that point when you start paying taxes on your paychecks, right? So it's like you're a young man, right? We'll say that. What do you have for young men and young women? What could you say from starting so young? You have a very distinct perspective in what it's like coming up in a pro sport young and making these decisions? Would you take anything back? Would you made any different decisions? What can you give to the audience that's following you that's young?
Just I think just surround yourself in a group that believes in you, like people that are gonna also tell you the truth, and I think just stay consistent and put like a vision, like have a clear vision of what you want to do and really decide. And I feel like by having close people to you, I mean like people that are not just gonna like agree with you all the time, like people like that are gonna tell you the truth, even that you don't like it, you know. Like
who are those guys for you besides obviously probably your coach here, right?
Probably my dad. Yeah, that's my dad.
Oh.
And I have my dad, I have my mom, my brothers, and like 2 or 3 homies, you know, that I grew up with in the gym. That will tell me the truth, you know. Because honestly, I feel like if I would have not had them after my debut in the UFC, I think I would have been like a cocky little guy.
What did they tell you that snapped you out of that? What did you need to hear that they told you that you're glad you heard that maybe you can give that to people who are getting cocky at your age, right? How do you help them?
That I'm still the same guy, you know. They were like, shit, it don't change me, and it really doesn't, you know. Like I do fight in the TV and shit, but at the end of the day, I'm still myself. I'm still the same person, and it doesn't really change anything.
So who is Raul Rosas, not the fighter? Raul Rosas Jr., who is he? Because you're saying I'm still the same guy. Who is that guy?
Yeah, like I still like to play around. Like I still have like a kid mindset. I fucking like to fucking go play like fucking. Well, at that point when I was barely in the UFC, I still liked fucking going to like fucking playgrounds and fucking like doing kid shit, you know, like fucking ding dong ditching and all this fucking shit, you know.
You're just snitching on yourself to your pops right now too.
I still had like that little kid mindset, you know. But because being an 18-year-old in the UFC and like fucking going out there and winning my UFC debut in like a minute.
Wild.
Fucking, if I would have not had them, I felt like I was on top of the world, you know?
Yeah, that's right. And then just so you know, when you win that championship, all that feeling comes back.
Oh, shit.
It feels the same.
But
yeah, so be ready for that. Because then also with that comes all the people that want to give everything to you.
Yeah.
And that's where the distractions start to come. And it's like,
yeah, and that's
tools for that. Good thing you have this group.
Yeah,
right?
and that's like another challenging thing. Like doing so good so far in the UFC is where like more distractions come, because they're like, hey, be a special guest at this party. Yep. Come to this party.
Hey, come to the podcast with Dom Cruz.
And that's what my coach Cobrinha was telling me. He was like, you gotta get back in the gym. You gotta not forget, like, people see you with this and you're doing good, and they invite you like, hey, come to this party, come to Miami, come to Vegas, and then out of nowhere you don't realize, and they're like, oh, you gotta fight now, and now you're trying to catch up, and now it's too late, you know.
Cool. I'm glad you have that group around you. And how did you find that group? Because sometimes, you know, I know for me, I had to piece that crew that I trusted together. It sounds like most of them for you are your family, but then also you got to bring people to assist your family, because that are another layer that mixed martial arts that you trust as much as your family, right? How did you find your leadership group around you, being so young?
Yeah, it was mainly my family, but then after the gym gave me those relationships, you know, like, so I felt like I just met Cobrinha here in Vegas, and after that we just started training together. I started to get him to know him more, and he started giving us advice on like what I just said, and I feel like people like that always are good to have, you know.
All right. So we've heard about all the things that you want to stay away from, the distractions. You want to do your best to stay locked in on fighting. You got this big fight with Rob Font coming up. You believe you're prepared for it because you got to train with, obviously training with Merab. That's perfect. Yeah. You know the level of the athlete that he is, so you're able to put a pecking order on where you're at in the division, right? And that probably helps you with your confidence for a guy like Rob Font, right?
Yeah.
But what is the thing that, when it comes down to relationships, like, you're still human, you're still a young stud that's out there making it work. How do you deal with all the ladies that are coming after you now? Is that different for you once you won and made that first win? Is it hard to deal with the difference? Did you notice the difference?
Yeah. But I've been having a girlfriend since like right before I was in the UFC. So it was like,
You had a girlfriend at 17?
yeah, 17.
So all you single guys, just know that he got a girlfriend at 17. Yes, you're a loser. Okay. No, I'm just kidding. If you're single out there.
And but still, like, you know, obviously we're guys, you know, so there's like a lot of temptation. But
So that's what I'm asking you, man. I mean, being young, being in the circuit, how do you, how does the relationship work for you? I mean, she's got to really support you in your career right now, right? You put probably fighting first. I would think.
Yeah.
So then she's got to understand that. How do you find the balance in having the relationship, giving her what she wants, also just focusing on giving the coaches what they want, also being a kid, not being an adult. You're not married.
Yeah, right. And I've talked with her and she understands, you know, like I told her, first of all, like I told her that my career is my priority, you know, and I've told her that I've got like, sometimes I don't want to talk to her because I got a lot of weight on my shoulders, you know. I gotta worry about the bills. I gotta do a lot of things, and mainly like focus on my training time, because I feel like every fighter is stressed, like thinking like they just want to be the best ready they are for like every fight. At least me, you know, like even if I'm putting a lot of work, but I'm still like fucking thinking in the back of my head, like double checking, like am I doing everything right? Am I not skipping? And so yeah, but I feel like she's pretty understanding with everything.
Yeah,
so
that's great. Good, man. We'll see. Now you're giving some advice for all the fighters out there. Make sure you get a girl that doesn't make your life hell, right?
Yeah, right. Because I've seen I've seen it. I feel like that's what helped me too. Like growing up with people like older than me, I've seen like the relationships that they've been through, and I'm like, oh fuck, and I learned from all that shit, you know. Great. So I'm like,
that makes
oh
you
shit,
smart.
I've seen a lot of shit that hasn't happened to me, but I get to learn from it, you know. And then they even tell me after, like, yeah, bro, this girl was fucking holding me back. She wouldn't cook for me. She would just stay home, and I'm like, oh fuck, I bet.
So what is it that you learned, number one? What's the biggest thing you learned from people telling you, the older relationships you watched that failed and the ones that worked? What would you say is the biggest generalization you've learned so far to be a champion in the sport and balance having a relationship and having a relationship with fighting?
I feel like not putting the relationship first. Like, I mean, you just gotta find a good girl, you know, that understands you. I feel like whenever she's trying to control you a little bit and stuff, I feel like it kind of gets weird and shit.
That's what's so hard about it, is because the sport makes the decisions.
Yeah.
I tried it. That's how it was for me. I mean, I didn't get a choice. It didn't matter how I felt.
Right.
For me, it went like somebody would say, I'd show up to strength and conditioning, they'd be like, how do you feel today? I'm like, it doesn't matter. I got to do it anyways.
Yeah,
Does it really matter how I feel? It doesn't.
Right.
And I remember thinking that, and it's like, so for me, I didn't really meet any other person in the world that could understand me getting my teeth kicked in or punched in, or my nose broken, or getting put to sleep in front of millions of people. And even the female, as much as I wanted her to be on the side, sometimes I felt like she didn't understand that I was the only one that was going to get my ass kicked, not her.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And it was like something like my girl had to learn too. Like when I fought in Miami, she wanted a little bit of attention, but I was thinking about my fight.
It's nerve-wracking, right?
Yeah, or like, you know, girls are girls. They want you to like when they get ready, they want you to tell them like, oh, you look beautiful, you look good. But in fight week, you're not thinking about telling your girl, oh, you look beautiful. You know, you got your mindset somewhere else, and I feel like that's where like some shit. I've seen girls put a lot of stress on their guy, like on fight week, especially on fight week, you know, especially on fight week, your mind's somewhere else. So like you don't look at the little things, but girls are girls.
It's funny you say that. And yeah, that's the balance I'm talking about, Raul, is like you're learning, you know that like, okay, she needs that attention. So you're happy to give it. Right. When it's time. But there's a time where you got to shut that off and stay focused. And just so you know, I had a rule where I stopped talking to women for 2 weeks before the fight because of what you're saying.
Right.
Not because it was right way or anything like that or the nice thing to do. It was more like, how do I keep my brain in my head for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Because I'm so nervous and so stressed with the media and doing everything correctly that my brain would say, if I'm thinking about my girl in this next 2 weeks, I'm probably going to lose. I should be thinking about fighting only for at least 2 weeks before the fight. Then when it's over, I'll give you all my attention. You'll get all of it. You'll get full me, right?
Yeah, everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like you've been seeing like some girls back in the day, like fucking bring shit up to their boyfriends like right before they walk out, you know?
Yeah.
Fuck with their head and shit.
So you're not dealing with any of that. You've been able to.
I'm chilling.
That's
chilling.
cool, man.
Yeah, thankfully.
Well, shout out to your girl for being a cool one then, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, good, man. It's good that you were able to figure that out early. And I do believe there's a place where you can have both. You can find that balance. But I do believe you need a cool girl that understands you like you're saying you have.
Yeah.
And also, I love the support you have around you. I think the leaderships of the MMA that you chose and staying close to your family is so special that you've done that, man. I think that's really probably what's helping you out a lot, right, with your choices.
Yeah, it definitely helps me a lot with my choices.
That's cool. And you're smart for keeping them around, because how many athletes that are young that you see just separate from separate from it and just go rip it, right?
Yeah.
You would sometimes feel that way, don't you?
Yeah.
So how do you keep yourself from doing it?
How
do you stay locked in?
Because I know, like, if I separate myself, I'm just gonna make a lot of bad decisions. You know, I'm gonna fuck up, and it's not gonna be good. You know.
Isn't it nice to sometimes just say that out loud, surrender to it, and then say, okay, but even though that's true, I don't have to choose it.
Yeah.
And that's like a freedom in a way, huh?
Right.
You're smart. That's wisdom, man.
Yeah,
learning it quick.
Yeah.
It's good you know that about yourself. Is there anything that you know, one of the things that I wanted to talk about was the Dana White Contender series.
Okay.
How you did there and stuff, and how that whole fight went, because when I was fighting, that didn't exist. It was just the Ultimate Fighter. When you're on Dana White Contender series, to me, that didn't exist. It was just the Ultimate Fighter. And now with this new thing, it's like you're in the UFC without being in the UFC. That's a heavy stage.
Yeah.
You know, did you feel that? Was it harder for you being there?
I thought I was gonna feel it, but no. I feel like normal, you know, especially since there was no crowd. I felt like I was just in a training session. And I was just happy to be there and excited to show my skills. But I did, going into the fight, I did have a little bit of pressure.
Yeah, you look so calm, and look at you, young. Look at that pretty boy face. Oh, young, no facial hair.
Yeah,
you started to grow the chin hair now.
Yeah. And I was just thinking though, before the fight, I was like, if I fuck this up, I was like, I'm gonna fuck this up for like the younger generation, you know? Because imagine I go out there and get subbed or KO'd and would have got KO'd in like round 1.
Yeah.
Then next time another 17-year-old kid comes up, they're gonna think about it like, fuck, last time we brought a 17-year-old, this happened.
See the crazy, I'm saying, I want to ask you this, because listen to how many people, that's a natural thought, and that's a lot of extra pressure you put on yourself.
Yeah.
Does it really exist? Not really, right?
Yeah, not really.
Isn't that crazy how we do that to ourselves?
Yeah. It's just a lot of thoughts come in, and I was like, I can either open the door for the younger generation or I can shut it down, you know?
But that's not even really true. But
yeah.
You put so much pressure. Do you ever think that that's why you do so well sometimes, because you work well under these little pressures?
Yeah, I think so, because I put like all these things on me, and I just go out there.
So what are the new pressures you're creating for yourself with this Rob Font fight? This would probably be he's fought for titles. He's fought Jose Aldo. He was set to fight me. He's one of the vets, bro. He's nasty.
Yeah, no,
he's got
nasty,
sick boxing, sick hips, nasty pressure. He's really freaking good.
Yeah, and that's why I'm excited, because since I got before getting into UFC, that's what I was looking forward to this specific moment, to facing somebody that I've watched on TV before, you know? I've watched on TV, because when I was a little kid, he was already fighting, you know? So I'm excited to share the octagon with someone like that and test myself. And
what are the pressures you're putting on yourself for that fight, like you did in this one?
I feel like the same, I feel like I'm opening the doors for the younger generation, you know, because I'm 21. I feel like in a way, sometimes I feel like in a way I'm an experiment for the UFC, you know, because I'm 21, so I'm like,
you're not necessarily wrong.
Yeah. So I'm like,
you kind of are that.
So I'm like, they're either, however it goes with me, they're either the next younger, because I believe that there will be another like young kid coming up, you know. So I'm like, are they gonna push him the same way? Are they gonna treat him different? But I feel like it all depends on me, you know.
Well, you've done a great showing for the young generation, and here's my theory. I think that, have you watched like wrestling, college? You ever watch college wrestling and stuff?
A little bit, yeah.
And you're seeing all these high schoolers merge into, they're beating these NCAA champs that have been 4-year college wrestlers, that they come in here as a senior in high school and beating these 4-year NCAA champions, right? You've been watching that?
Yeah, I've watched that.
My theory is how that's been happening in wrestling. I see that's what's going to end up happening in fighting too. I start seeing that guys your age, 16, 17, 18, 19, they will have been training with world champs since they were 5. By the time they get to that age, they're going to be so good and so fresh and so clean that they're just ready to go after it.
Yeah.
And that I think we're going to start seeing, because of how you set the bar, I do think that I think we're going to see, because you are opening up the minds of the younger people to see that it's possible.
Yeah.
So I think you will be if he could do it, I can do it.
Right.
Now they start training at 5. I think we're going to see a lot more of it because of guys like you.
Yeah, and like especially like how you say like they get to start training with people like you and people like that have done it already, and you get to share a lot of experience with them. You know, like because obviously you get the most experience in the fights and shit. But I feel like what's helped me recently is that I've been trying to get the most experience I can in the gym. You know, so that I don't have to get all of it from the I get most of it from the fight, but I'm trying to not get all of it from the fight.
Yeah, you don't want to get beat up in the fight. You want to get beat up in the gym and practice there.
So practice there. So that's where I've been trying to get the experience to where like now that I fight somebody like Raul, I can kind of match his experience. I mean, at least try.
I'm excited for you, man. And I do agree you're setting the bar, and I hope that you can stay locked in and focused and choose that for yourself like you've been doing, because it's been really cool to watch. I think you got a bright future because you're choosing that. And my favorite thing is, you know, that you kind of want to fuck off and go play and go rip it, but you know that, you notice it, and you still choose to keep a good, strong support around you.
Yeah.
Good leadership, your family, people that you trust that aren't just yes men, as you put it. They don't just say yes, 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 you're the man, you're the man, you're the man. They kind of tell you the truth, and they keep you objective, and you're choosing to listen to those voices. So I commend you on that. And that's a great, that's what it takes to be young in this sport, is what you just said, because I love how you accept that you just want to be kind of normal sometimes, and kind of, as you said, be a fuck up.
Yeah.
We all have that, man. Me too, you know? And so it's very normal. But when we accept it and then choose that we don't need it, it's okay. It's all right. You still not being it. You want to be that way sometimes, and you can every now and then on your off time, right?
Right.
But for the most time, you're choosing to stay locked in.
Yeah, and do the right thing.
And I'll say this, what is a perfect 2026? You get through this fight with Rob Font. How does it look in this fight? How does this fight go? I'm not saying give me the game plan or nothing like that. I'm pretty sure I know how this is going to go. You're going to look to take him down and fucking keep him on the ground and choke him, but you're willing to stand up and fight. You've been working on your stand-up, obviously, but that's his strength, right?
Right.
So this fight goes exactly the way you want. How does it go, and where do you go next? And we'll finish off with this.
I feel obviously nobody really wants to stand and bang with Rob Font, you know, so
not the whole time. You got to mix it up. If you give him rhythm and timing and pressure, he starts to overwhelm people.
But I do feel comfortable in the feet with Rob Font. But obviously, I will eventually look for takedowns and stuff. Obviously, he knows that.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna try to look for the finish. I feel like the last two fights I was just getting experience out there, you know, managing to go 3 rounds, managing my pace. But I feel like after the fight, I felt like I still had a lot of tank in me, you know, that I was scared to let go, you know, because I was getting experience. Because I was fighting guys with big records, so I was trying to also match their experience. But now I'm in the middle where like I know when to use. Because one time when I lost, I saw Charles Sonny speaking about it. He was like, if you got 5 minutes in you, you gotta know how to manage those 5 minutes into 15 minutes. You know, so
and then you got the 5-round fights coming.
Yeah, the 5 rounds.
It just keeps going, doesn't it?
Yeah, but I'm trying to now I'm learning when to push for the finish and when to kind of like just control, you know, make some damage, and then when to push for the finish.
Yes, and I love that you said that, because this is the reality of growing in the sport, is you have to really adjust to the pace of 3 rounds, 5 rounds, 3 rounds, 5. And when you start going back and forth, I can tell you from experience, preparing for a 5-round fight takes so much more than it does for a 3-round fight. And it also takes a lot of practice of learning when to stay calm in the hairy, bad situations so that, like what you're saying, you have the gas tank. If you got 5 minutes left, how do you use that perfectly where you're not gassed out? Because if you use all your 5 minutes in 2 minutes, then you still got 3 minutes left of the fight and you're just laying on there getting beat up, right? That's what you're talking about.
That's
right?
what I'm talking about.
Yeah, and you're learning that in those last couple fights. And now it sounds like you have confidence in that. You know you can make it 3 rounds going as hard as physically possible. So now your confidence is up. So now you're ready for Rob Font.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
But I do want to look for the finish because he's a tough guy to put to finish, you know? Very tough guy. Yeah. He's lost, but decisions, you know? Yeah. I think he's only been finished once, but that's why
he's a hard guy to get rid of. Rob Font's a G.
So I'm putting that as a challenge for me. You know, I wanna go out there and figure it out and somehow put him away.
And then if you don't call the shot, somebody else does. The UFC. So I'm not telling you to pick a fight and call them out. But if you had a direction you wanted to go, where are you going next? We're not looking past Rob Font. I'm very aware of that. I know that. You're ready for Rob Font. But you're looking at the whole field, right? You're seeing everything. Where's the perfect next route for after a win like this? You know, in the top 15, he's a ranked guy. Yeah. There's only so many choices now. Where are you going next?
Definitely shooting for somebody in the top 10. I just don't know who, because I also, like, everybody's booked. Cheeto's booked against Martinez. You got Cejudo just retired. I think they barely took him out of the rankings. You got Sahabi's on the way up.
Yeah, he's looking good. What about that fight? That's a cool fight.
Yeah. I mean, I'm down for that fight, but I think right now they're gonna give him somebody from the top 5, maybe.
Well, he's working through an injury.
Oh shit. Then maybe that could be it.
So, okay, well, just something to think about. You can call it, or you can let the UFC call it for you, right? I just want to give you that
and I get it. I've seen how you either call the shots or they call them for you.
And I think that's a cool fight.
Yeah.
I would love to see that.
Yeah.
So I just want to put that on your radar to think about for yourself, man. You're a bright prospect. You're a stud. I love your mindset. It's cool, the example you're choosing to be for people around your age, and keep going. And my favorite part about this interview is you saying, look, sometimes I want to be a dumb fuck. Sometimes I just want to let go and just be a kid. But hey, I'm going to lock in. I'm a man up, and I'm going to do this until I don't need to anymore. And then I'll go rip it, right? Respect for that, bro. That takes a lot of wisdom and a lot of discipline. Keep it up.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here, bro.
No, appreciate you.
Cheers.